Atlanta, Georgia, a city that still bears the scars of civil war, yet pulsing with a renewed sense of purpose and restless energy that desires innovation. There was a pharmacist named John Pemberton. Born in Georgia, John Pemberton faced multiple challenges and struggles in his past that were marked by both personal struggles and a keen desire to better the world around him. He was continuously searching for ways to improve people's lives, and his curiosity was his driving force. At that time, the country was recovering from the Civil War and industries were rebuilding. People were eager for new cures, remedies, and ways to cope with the stresses of life. Pemberton was deeply interested in the field of medicine and was always experimenting with new concoctions, seeking something that could ease people's pain or provide them with energy. One day, while working on a medicinal formula, Pemberton unknowingly stumbled upon a mixture that would change history, which started as an attempt to create a remedy for headaches and nervous conditions and would soon lead to the creation of a beverage that would capture the hearts and imaginations of millions. But to truly understand how this discovery came about, we need to take the step and explore the events, people, and world that would shape his path and ultimately lead to his groundbreaking creation. Outside his career and work as a pharmacist, Pemberton was a decorated veteran, haunted by the physical and emotional wounds of war. Like many of his comrades, he battles the insidious grip of morphine addiction, a common remedy of pain reliever at that time, but one carries its devastating consequences. He is a Civil War veteran who is suffering from morphine addiction. He just didn't want to make a pain reliever, but also a medicinal tonic that not only relieves pain, but also offers a refreshing experience. Atlanta is a bustling hub of pharmacies, each vying for attention with their unique elixir and cure-alls. Pemberton understands that to stand out in a crowded market, he needs something extraordinary, a formula that anyone ever thinks of or has in the market. He meticulously experiments with a variety of ingredients in his laboratory, a sanctuary, filled with the intoxicating aromas of bubbling concoctions and the soft clinking of glass beakers. He tirelessly works on experiments seeking an unbelievable fusion of different ingredients that will not only relieve pain, but also revitalize and invigorate the senses. While his initial attempts are promising, they still do not align with his expectations. He painstakingly isolates the stimulating echoing components from the coca leaves and adds them to the porridge, to blend with the cola nut extracts renowned for their caffeinated taste. Pemberton is confident that he has finally acquired something futuristic, a revolutionary step in the world of medicinal drinks. He named his creation Pemberton French Wine Coca, paying homage to the popular coca wine drinks of that time, a nod to the prevailing taste of that time. For creating this initial formula, his inspiration came from European coca wine, which was known as Vang Mariani. However, fate intervenes with a twist. In 1886, Georgia embraced prohibition, effectively outlawing the sale of alcoholic beverages. This presents a significant challenge for Pemberton French Wine Coca, as wine forms an important component of its formula. Underrated Pemberton demonstrates his resilience and resourcefulness. Rather than succumbing to defeat, he adapts. He ingeniously removes the wine and replaces it with a carefully created sugary syrup, resulting in a non-alcoholic variation of his beloved concoction. Now, he depends on Frank Robinson, his trusted bookkeeper and partner, whose keen business sense and design talent become essential assets. Frank Robinson's contributions were critical to the beverage's identity. In addition, he was the one who coined the name of the drink Coca-Cola because of how it sounded pleasant and memorable. Additionally, he created the famous Spencerian script logo, a visual masterpiece that would become inseparable from the brand for decades to come, a clear demonstration of effective design. Now that Pemberton has the refined formula along with the captivating name, he is ready to unveil it to the world, starting from the vibrant streets of Atlanta. He goes ahead to sell his commodity at Jacob's Pharmacy, one of the most reputable pharmacies in the city. Customers can now enjoy this novel, refreshing concoction for the affordable price of 5 cents a glass. At first, the response to Pemberton's new drink is to gain fair attention quickly. People are curious, as it is enough to make it a hit. In the early years, the sales of this magical fusion were 9 glasses per day. He has faith in his creation, believing deeply that with time and with the right approach, it could be something special. As he expected, over time with the right marketing efforts, the fizzy drink gained popularity and had a high market demand. Understanding full well that local pharmacies are selling his beverage, Pemberton feels confident that it is not doing as well as it can due to the lack of marketing and advertising on a greater scale. All it will take is some effective marketing and word of mouth for this peculiar drink to transform into a marketed item. He shows perseverance when others succumb to doubt. He also understands that success will come to him if he remains persistent on this path. Along with facing various struggles to get more consumers, he placed ads in the local newspapers and started giving out coupons for free. Pemberton also wants Jacob's Pharmacy to market Coca-Cola as an effective and refreshing drink, which will result in the customer feeling recharged. Word of mouth begins to circulate, and gradually this new tonic, which has proven to be the ultimate soft drink, is buzzing around town. Even with all the realization Pemberton has regarding his creation, he is limited due to health issues and money. Wanting to just further indulge himself, he is too addicted. He is now crippled due to everything he has been trying to do to better his health along with finances. His financial issues seem to get worse every day, and he did not have the means to promote his carbonated drinks as he wished. Several investors, including Asa Candler, who eventually bought the entire soft drink business, purchased shares in his company. Coca-Cola was never a bottled beverage. It was a drink that people consumed majorly at the parlors, and a few braved the attempt of serving it in other places too. During that time, pharmacies, soda shops, and corner stores with soda fountains were the place to be for refreshments. Soda fountains served as social hubs where people met to drink mixed drinks and catch up with one another. Carbonated drinks successfully entered this new fizz craze, improving the drink by mixing it with carbonated water. At the soda fountains, Coca-Cola served with its fizzy bubbles was branded and became esteemed as a crowd favorite. Many who wanted to beat the summer heat greatly enjoyed the drink, offering refreshing relief. As soda fountains became more popular across the nation, soft drinks found their place among the other marketed beverages for an energetic, thirsty populace. The drink's unique flavor and bubbly texture began to win people over, and they thought it was still a relatively small player, and the future seemed bright. As John Pemberton struggles with financial and health problems, a new figure appears: Asa Candler, an energetic and shrewd businessman who had a revenue-focused mind pioneer forward. Coca-Cola had excess potential that no one else was able to figure out. He is a man who actively searches for emerging trends that could be useful. Understanding that there was the opportunity to do much more, he resolved to purchase the Coca-Cola formula, thinking that it could become way more than a local beverage. Candler's ambition was not restrained to selling the soft drink. He knew that he had the potential to build a worldwide franchise out of it. Utilizing and executing his unmatched thinking and grit, he starts to change the future of the drink. Under Candler's leadership, the drink was no longer the novelty it was in its place of origin. He furiously marketed the drink in advertisements and other venues that were unprecedented at the time. But that isn't the focus here. As of now, there lies a soft drink industry that is ready to flourish. The world is on the brink of witnessing a revolution, and the hospitality industry will never be the same. The transformation from a drink served at pharmacies to an adored drink worldwide is just starting. As the chapter of Pemberton's reign clears into the shadows, a new time unfolds, one led by a man with more vision than anyone could have drink. Candler didn't see Coca-Cola as just a local drink, but he saw it as a brand that could take over the world. With an ambitious vision, he wants to grow this carbonated beverage beyond Atlanta. So, how did he expand its reach and introduce it to new marketers? Candler pioneers innovative distribution methods, partnering with soda fountains and ensuring bubbly beverages presence at major events and businesses. He mostly focused on marketing with exclusive deals and coupons to make the drink audiences favorite and keep them in the audience's mind every time. These efforts helped spread awareness and make the fizzy drink more accessible to the public. He also purchased most of the shares of the company from Pemberton's business to ensure he held full control. The stage is now set for the fizzy drink to go from local curiosity to a national obsession. But how does Candler do it? What are the secrets of his success? And what challenges will he face as he builds a soft drink empire? Candler's marketing genius was about to reshape Coca-Cola's destiny. But how did he do that magic? That's the turning page of the chapter in this incredible story. Coca-Cola's original inventor, John Pemberton, was slowly approaching the end of his life. Rather than creating a drink that could have made him wealthy, Pemberton struggled to fulfill his vision. He succumbed on August 16, 1888, in the Major. Reason for his death was the morphine addiction that he started during the Civil War. Despite his revolutionary creation of the Coca-Cola formula, he had sold portions of his business before his death. After his death, his son eventually sold the remaining rights to Asa Candler. With Pemberton's death, the stage was set for the new leader to take the fizzy drink to unprecedented heights. Destiny seemed in favor of the visionary entrepreneur, helping him clear the path for him to turn his vision into reality. He was born in 1851 in Villa Rica, Georgia, and began his career as a pharmacist. But he possessed an entrepreneurial spirit and a sharp business mind qualities that would serve him well after moving to Atlanta and seeking an established career in the pharmaceutical trade, where he first tasted Pemberton's beverage at Jacob's Pharmacy, where the fizzy drink was originally sold. He was almost instantaneously captured by its taste and fizz. Seeing the untapped potential within the drink was just icing on the cake. The businessman started acquiring the product brand in pieces along with its formula. From 1888 to 1891, spending $2,300 in total. While this investment may seem trivial today, it was quite a big risk back in the day. He bought the rights from several people, including Pemberton's son, who inherited shares of the formula, and the trademark had been passed down. This investment allowed him to negotiate with several suppliers, which was a gamble as the value of the brand was not very clear to the market. The company founder's vision, however, extended far beyond the limited scope of Pemberton's. By investing not only in securing full ownership, but also in expanding production and marketing, he laid the groundwork for the soft drink's future success. He invested in increasing production capacity and began marketing campaigns that positioned Coca-Cola as a refreshing beverage for everyday consumption as opposed to merely a medicinal tonic. These moves proved crucial in enabling Coca-Cola to expand from a niche product into a national brand. His first step was to gain ownership of the fast-growing company. In 1892, he successfully set up the Coca-Cola Company, a Georgia corporation that started with a capital of $100,000. He brought in his brother, John S. Candler, and Pemberton's ex-partner, Frank Robinson, along with two other people he trusted with the company. This move solidified the company's foundation and provided Candler with the support he needed to implement his ambitious plan. Fully focusing on marketing, an area he excelled at, required that the businessman set up the company's structure properly. His belief in advertising was unfaltering, and he promoted the beverage through innovative and diverse means. One of his earliest strategies was free sampling, which also managed to have the most impact. He knew that sampling was the most effective way to prove the merits of the refreshing beverage. He issued hefty amounts of coupons that could be redeemed for free glasses of Coca-Cola, effectively enticing customers to sample the drink and experience its refreshing taste. Although these tactics seemed simple, they were effective in generating excitement and driving sales. While Pemberton saw Coca-Cola first and foremost as a therapeutic tonic, the visionary entrepreneur was able to see beyond that and appreciated that there is a market for the beverage among people of all ages and cultures. To him, this was not just a drink but rather a cultural phenomenon waiting to burst onto the scene. Along with sales, The businessman understood the importance of branding. He made it a point to make the product logo prominent everywhere. He branded the drink onto calendars, clocks, fans, serving urns, and even apothecary scales in pharmacies. It was his mission to have the famous formula become a household name and immediately be recognizable to everyone. To further improve the image of the brand, the strategist brought on the famous actress and singer Hilda Clark to serve as a spokesperson for Coca-Cola, which resulted in one of the earliest known examples of celebrity endorsements. This association with a respected and admired public figure helped to elevate the brand's appeal and broaden its reach. But the company founder's vision of marketing brilliance went beyond simple advertising. He also recognized the importance of maintaining the quality and consistency of the product. He sent the soft drink syrup salesmen to pharmacies and soda fountains nationwide. These men verify that the drink was properly mixed with carbonated water and that the establishment had the fizzy drinks promotions placed in the correct locations. This helped to reinforce the brand and enable consumers to receive consistently high-quality service. As the soft drink sales increase, the marketing genius distribution expanded past soda fountains. He understood the potential of bottling the drink and selling it to customers on the go. However, he was not confident that it was the best course of action in what would be retrospectively considered both genius and somewhat foolish decisions. Candler, rather brazenly, sold the rights to bottle Coca-Cola to two buyers from Chattanooga, Tennessee, for $1. However, this sale looked like a poor decision initially, but it laid the foundation for the refreshing drink's national and international bottling success. With Candler paving the way, Coca-Cola went through a tremendous transformation, becoming more popular at an exponential rate. By 1895, the soft drink was sold nationwide. It quickly became a household name. This growth was mostly a result of the businessman franchising strategy. Soon afterward, the company founder took advantage of the brand's popularity and opened doors internationally. In 1899, the fizzy drink began its international journey by exporting to Cuba, the first step into international business. Only 2 years after this, shipments reached Europe, making the American brand widely known all over the world. He understood the importance of ads and went with a bold marketing strategy. Some of this money was put into newspapers and pamphlets, along with billboards, free-branded clocks, calendars, and a multitude of different marketing options. In additional traditional advertising, the strategist focused on creating a sense of brand loyalty through experiential marketing. He encouraged soda fountains and drugstores to serve the drink with distinctive branded glassware, reinforcing the product's identity every time it was consumed. This strategy of embedding the brand into daily life helped to make Coca-Cola not just a drink, but a cultural icon. By 1911, the company's advertising budget had increased from $100,000 to $1 million. A clear testament to Candler's unwavering belief in the power of marketing to drive sales and build a lasting legacy. This combination of widespread distribution and innovative marketing laid the foundation for the fizzy drink status as a global leader in the beverage industry. However, every successful journey is incomplete without hurdles. In the early 1900s, concern arose regarding the presence of cocaine in Coca-Cola. While the amount of cocaine was minimal, the negative publicity threatened to tarnish the brand's reputation. Candler responded decisively by ensuring the coca leaves were processed to remove the cocaine before being mixed with the other ingredients. He then sold the extracted cocaine to pharmaceutical companies for medicinal purposes. The leader also faced relentless competition from copycat beverages, attempting to capitalize on the product's success. He aggressively pursued these imitators in court, vigorously protecting the integrity of the drink brand and its unique identity. As the fizzy carbonate drink's popularity increased, so did the owner's public recognition and leadership, which led him into politics. In 1916, he was elected mayor of Atlanta. Reluctantly, he stepped down from his day-to-day management of the Coca-Cola company, entrusting its operations to his children. In 1919, the Candler family made the momentous decision to sell their shares in the company to a consortium of investors led by Ernest Woodruff for a staggering $25 million. The soft drink business was radically transformed by Asa Candler. His meticulous efforts brought prominence to a local tonic that eventually led to global recognition. He is considered one of the most influential figures in the beverage industry due to his sheer talent in marketing, unmatched intelligence for business, and steadfast commitment to quality. These attributes helped him to shape the drinking world into what it is today. He died in 1929, but he left a legacy that most marketers and entrepreneurs around the world still seek to achieve to this day. In remembrance of what he did, Candler Park in Atlanta and Candler Field, the site for today's Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, were named after him. The company's founder's goal was to make Coca-Cola more than a local drink. He envisioned it as an experience and a symbol that continues to structure the brand's identity in today's world. So his decision to sell the bottling rights for a single dollar may change the course of the fizzy drink's future. But how did these bottling contracts structure its growth, and what made this signature bottle so iconic and special? Candler's marketing efforts and leadership make Coca-Cola's popularity go far beyond the border of Atlanta. There is only one limitation that is holding it back. It's only available at soda fountains. Customers have to visit pharmacy or soda fountains to enjoy the refreshing drinks, and it is a unique experience for the people but not convenient all the time. As the demand for refreshing drinks increases day by day, two entrepreneurs from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Benjamin F. Thomas and Joseph B. Whitehead, introduced the idea of bottling to Candler. Bottling refers to filling the beverage in bottles and distributing it to retailers and consumers. So they made a contract in 1899 through which they got bottling rights. F. Thomas, Joseph B. Whitehead, had got the contract for a nominal fee. However, he wants to just focus on selling syrup and its popularity instead of handling bottling logistics. He was happy just selling the syrup and didn't take the contract seriously. However, the contract was turned into an extremely valuable decision for the refreshing drink. In 1894, the first bottling took place at Vicksburg, Mississippi, at Biedenharn Candy Company. Joseph Biedenharn installed the first bottling machinery for his soda fountains, so he became the first person to put refreshing drinks in bottles. In the early days, he used to sell the beverage in a common glass bottle, which is known as the Hutchinson. In 1899, Benjamin Thomas, Joseph Whitehead, and John Lupton developed a popular bottling system, which will be used worldwide. They traveled to Atlanta to negotiate the rights to bottle Coca-Cola. They wanted to capitalize on the popularity of the refreshing drink by bottling it. Also, started subcontracting to other companies, turning themselves into huge companies, calling themselves parent bottlers. However, their contract of the product sets a fixed price of the drink, $5 each, with no end date. It is the main reason that Coca-Cola stayed at the same price from 1886 to 1959. The price remains fixed due to long-term contracts, inflation resistance, and marketing strategy. This contract was also geographical. Certain bottlers had a right to make and sell them in specific regions. Each bottler had to sell the beverage in assigned regions, which later affected the growth of the drink over time. The bottling company of the beverage started franchising the rights to bottle Coca-Cola across the United States in 1920. Over 1,200 bottling operations were set up to make and package the refreshing drink in bottles instead of just selling the syrup. These bottling plants were placed in different areas so that they could be more produced and sold locally, making it easier to reach more customers and expand the business globally. As sales were increasing day by day, both in bottles and fountains, competitors were trying to copy the formula of the beverage and its logo to deceive the public and hope to buy their drinks. The bottles used that day were simple, straight-sided, which were typically brown or transparent. Also, the bottling company made a rule through which every bottler is required to stamp the original logo of the beverage on every bottle. Competitor Brands such as Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, and Coke copied or slightly changed the logo of the original one, which was written in a fancy style called Spencerian script. These competitors' bottles created confusion among the consumers, which affected the sale of the original beverage. However, the original brand started taking legal action against these copycats. But these cases took years to resolve, and bottlers kept asking the company for more protection. In 1906, the company introduced a diamond-shaped label with a colorful trademark to stand out from competitors and help bottlers. But Coca-Cola was made from barrels of ice-cold water, which made them fall off. And one of the competitors, Coca-Cola, again copied the same label to trick customers. So this idea failed to secure bottles, making the beverage unique. A helpful solution to this problem came across in 1912, when the bottling company sent a note to all its members that the Coca-Cola company had a different logo. It proved to be a fruitful solution, as they didn't have any other option to protect their business. They all agreed to join together and develop a distinctive package for their business. They start working with Harold Hirsch, the leading lawyer of the refreshing drink, to figure out how to create a unique bottle. He also encouraged other bottlers to collaborate and support the idea of a unique bottle design. In April 1915, the bottling company decided to spend up to $500 to create a different bottle. They asked 8 to 10 glass companies throughout the United States to create the special bottle, specifically instructing them to bottle so distinct that you would recognize it by feeling in the dark or lime broken on the ground. This simple but creative brief raised competition among the glass companies. In Terre Haute, Indiana, the Root Glass Company took the challenge and started working on the special design. The Root Glass team includes C.J. and William Root, Alexander Samuelson, Earl Dean, and Clyde Edwards. Samuelson, the supervisor of the company, who was from Sweden. He sent Dean and Edwards for the research of the possible design ideas from the local library. They found an image of a cocoa bean with different shapes and ribs, through which they inspired the bottle design. Dean carefully sketched that shape under the guidance of Samuelson, and they made a few samples of the design. Earl R. Dean was the main designer of the contour bottle. The Glass Root Company also filed a patent under the name Samuelson with the government to protect their new bottle design. This would give them legal rights to use and control the design, and prevent others from copying it. The patent was approved on the 16th of November 1915, and later, the date was added to the design. But later, Coca-Cola acquired full rights to the design to ensure smooth future operations. In early 1916, the officials of Coca-Cola and the group of bottlers met to select the best bottle design. The Root Glass Company's design was a clear winner. The beverage finally found its unique identity, the contour shape. Coca-Cola and the Root Glass Company agreed to have 6 glass companies across the United States that used that bottle shape. The bottles were colored German green, which was later known as Georgia green, in honor of the beverage's home state. The agreement also required the name of the city where the bottle was made to be marked on the bottom, which also entertained customers for many years. The bottle weighs 14.5 ounces and is filled with a refreshing drink of 6.5 ounces. So each bottle weighs more than a pound, even though the bottle was introduced and started production in early 1916. Not all bottlers switched to it. According to some of them, the glass bottles were the most expensive part of their business, and the solution was a national campaign that would change their minds. Coca-Cola started a national advertising campaign featuring the exclusive bottle. The first national calendar showed the bottle appeared in 1918 and 1920. When most of the bottlers were using it. In 1923, the patent for the bottle was renewed. The interesting thing is the patent office usually issued the patent on Tuesday, and coincidentally, Tuesday fell on the 25th of December. So, when the renewed patent was granted on the 25th of December 1923, the bottle quickly became known as the Christmas bottle. However, in 1928, bottles took over fountains. It was the first time that the beverage in bottles exceeded the amount sold. In fountains, while the patent lasted for 14 years, and it was renewed again in 1937. By 1951, all patents on the shape had expired. In 1955, the company introduced different sizes of bottles, and people could buy from it from anywhere. Now, the shop also started selling bottles in larger versions, such as 10, 12, and 26 ounces with the traditional one. These bottles were also a part of a broader marketing push to offer family-size options. After this, as the patent expired, the company asked the patent office to recognize the bottle's different shape as a trademark since it was so well known. However, it was very rare for a commercial package to receive trademark status. Over the years, the Coke bottle had many nicknames. The interesting ones include Hobbleskirt, which was inspired by the 1910 fashion trend. It was also known as the Mae West bottle because of the actress's figure's curves. To describe its unique shape, the term contour was used in 1925. Most people simply called it a Coke bottle. The shape of the bottle also changed over time. The original 1915 design was a bit wider than today's modern version of the classic design. When its family-sized bottle was introduced in 1955, the designer adjusted the bottle size while keeping it for family proportions. So, the story of bottling started from $1 and ended up launching thousands of bottles of dreams with multiple distribution channels that helped the beverage to stand out. It's another journey of Coca-Cola to change its presence and give it a proper identification in the form of bottling. Yet it is not easy and comes up with multiple challenges and competitors. But with the right strategy of the Root Glass team, the refreshing drink got its unique identity. Still, as the brand continues to grow, many new questions and problems arise. Now the company was at the margin of global expansion, but the rapid growth was on the risky road. Increasing competition, maintaining a consistent brand image, and adapting to different markets. As more bottles were produced and sold, the stakes were higher than ever. What challenges were waiting for when Coca-Cola tried to grow worldwide? Did it affect its marketing strategy? How would the soft drink maintain its position during the World War? Since the 1920s, Coca-Cola became a beloved drink across the United States, but its international presence was still limited. It was the time when the world was on the margin of chaos. Nations were preparing for the conflict. World War II was to appear shortly, and the beloved national drink was standing at the crossroads. So, let's take a look at may the World War provide an unexpected opportunity to expand the beverage to grow, or may the brand lost its unique identity during that time. In 1941, when the U.S. entered into the war, President Franklin D. Roosevelt also wanted to support morale-boosting efforts for American soldiers. He is the symbol of American culture and wants to make all the comforts for its military soldiers who had fought for their country at the border. The refreshing drink, with its refreshing taste and American values, fits the bill perfectly. In this regard, Robert Woodruff, the president of the Coca-Cola Company, made a bold decision. He saw an opportunity to align the beverage's identity with American pride and resilience. Here, the company began its partnership with USO United Services Organization. The company guarantees that every soldier in the military field can get the beverage for just 5 cents, where the bottling plants could be set up. They also committed to building 64 bottling plants worldwide and worked hard to provide both the military, who served the country, and the people at home who supported the efforts of war. This commitment was not complete without challenge, as the government at that time rationing the use of sugar across the country. However, only the leader beverage company was specifically allowed to use sugar for the military. So the refreshing drink had an exciting opportunity to expand its global presence, while other competitors had to struggle due to the strict limitations of the government. Through this bold decision, the company made it clear that they were at the service nation members who lived far away from their homes. The president of the company, to fulfill his promise, directs the team of Coke to lay the preparations for the expansion of bottling sites, specifically around military installations, such as Camp Pendleton, California, and Fort Benning, Georgia. Wherever the USO set up a center, there was Coca-Cola, too, ensuring soldiers enjoyed a moment of refreshment in the middle of chaos. So, this partnership became the lifeline for them, making their lives just a little easier during one of the most challenging times in history. Each bottle was filled with emotional support, reminding the symbol of home and a life waiting for the soldiers. When they returned home, as the leading beverage's reputation grew on the battlefield, its role expanded beyond boosting confidence to strategic deployments. In 1943, General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the commander of the Mediterranean Theater for Allied Forces, requested 3 million soft drink bottles to be sent to North Africa. He also requested to build 10 more bottling plants. Once the plants were built, the company sent employees overseas to manage and maintain their commitment. These employees did travel with the military and held the rank of technical observer to help the Army move around easily. These employees also had their nicknames and were known as Coca-Cola Colonels. Coke had always been available to the military, but as the U.S. Army efforts grew, so did the need to give soldiers a taste of home. Coke was so important that the mission of the company wasn't affected by the same sugar rationing as the public. However, the refreshing drink could not meet all the needs on its own. So the company also produced branded merchandise and materials to support the USO efforts. They also manufacture specially branded sewing kits, each one for the different military branches: the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Corps. They were the primary branches of the military of the United States during World War II. The refreshing drink became the symbol of home for the soldiers. Most of the bottling plants were set up in North Africa and Europe, with a large operation in the Philippines. But it didn't mean that soldiers in the Pacific Theater could go without their favorite beverage. To meet the challenges of the Pacific, the company has established a jungle dispenser. Not a normal dispenser. It was a special dispenser that made the drink cool while using minimal ice. It ensures that soldiers can still enjoy a cold drink even on hot days or tropical conditions. So the innovative strategy helps to bring home taste to the front lines. Didn't matter where the soldiers were stationed. However, everything was not as straightforward as it seemed from the front. While the company succeeded in American and among the U.S. troops, it faced challenges in countries occupied by Axis powers. In Nazi Germany, the Trade Center cut off the supplies of Coke from the United States. Boom. No one could predict that would happen. But did the company stop operating in Germany? Note Max Keith, the head of Coca-Cola's German operation, developed a fruitful strategy to handle the situation. Keith and his team made a new beverage by using the local ingredients available in Germany during wartime. They developed Fanta from available ingredients, such as whey and apple fiber, etc., due to wartime shortages. So the new product also allowed for the leading drink to operate in Germany, despite the trade restrictions. The beverage company also launched a magazine which is known as the Red Barrel. This magazine was designed to keep American soldiers connected to their homes while they were protecting the borders of the country. It provides a combination of news, entertainment, and stories that help to boost their confidence and offer a sense of comfort. The articles and updates of this publication allow soldiers to stay informed about what was happening back home and feel more connected to their loved ones, making it an important source of support during the most challenging times. Even after the war ended, the company ensured that the soft drink was available to occupation forces. Between 1943 and 1949, the service members in the field drank over 5 billion Cokes other than those who consumed back home. In late 1947, President Harry S. Truman ended the USO wartime duties, including providing entertainment, support, and comfort items to military men to boost their confidence during hardships and convert into peacetime operations. They stated that the organization had fulfilled its commitment and discharged its responsibility with great distinction. As the World War II had faded into history and the U.S. economy experienced a post-war boom, some Americans expected the country to be fighting overseas again in the 1950s. However, with the outbreak of the Korean War, it became clear that the USO was needed. So once again, Coca-Cola was on the front line to help the organization and support soldiers. However, this time, the company would focus more on war rather than providing products like games, soft drinks, and other items. Overall, from 1940 to the 1960s, the beverage leader successfully built or partnered with bottling plants in multiple companies. The company was not only involved in boosting the confidence of military forces, but also laid down the foundation for becoming the symbol of international refreshment. Most of the overseas bottling plants continued to operate even after the war ended and built emotional connections with the overseas people. By the end of World War II, Coca-Cola had transformed from a primarily domestic brand into an international powerhouse with multiple bottling plants established around the globe. The company's wartime efforts in the face of entertainment, food, and support would excessively pay off the product's brand after the World War or even in the future. The partnership with the USO proved to be a great decision for the company, as it shows the potential contribution of the beverage during the hardest time of the globe. Through this crucial step, the brand builds strong connections with people across borders, as the people can see how the brand is loyal and genuine to its people even across borders. The president didn't think that these efforts laid the groundwork for its future expansion into Europe and beyond. We can say that the leader beverage company made the most of its opportunity to serve the military and its people and made a strong presence worldwide. Later, the director of the leading drink community of marketing, Erica von Hyland-Strader, highlighted the annual care package project that the company's employees participate in around Veterans Days. She played a key role in strengthening the Coke-USO partnership through multiple campaigns and engagement opportunities each year. After World War II, the refreshing drink appeared more than an American beverage. It had become a symbol of hope, home, and hope for a brighter future. Robert Woodruff, the president, had taken the ambitious decision to provide Coke to every soldier around the world. He had no idea if this paid off or emerged as another challenge for the company. His efforts paid off and helped him to build a strong, positive standing for Coke without focusing too much on advertising. However, with the war over, the leading drink has tackled new challenges in a changed world. The company had to cross a complex post-war environment where it was seen not only as a cultural ambassador, but also as a symbol of American influence, sometimes even facing criticism as a corporate ruler. Post-war, the leading drink faced new challenges in the global market as it became a symbol of American influence. Was a big rival competitor waiting for its turn to fade away from soft drink's global presence? Coca-Cola's wartime success may have won the battle, but did it also set the stage for a rival to rise and challenge its global dominance?
For decades, Coca-Cola was the king of the soda industry. Everyone is familiar with its red can and white scripted logo. It's more than a drink, it was a cultural icon of America. This was the go-to beverage for family gatherings, picnics, and summer afternoons. In the year 1975, the beverage industry was about to enter a new challenging era, which is known as the Cola Wars. Coca-Cola established itself as an unbeatable leader in the beverage industry, a global icon that represented the refreshment and American culture. On the other hand, Pepsi hides in the shadows, desperately wanting to take the place of the global icon and want to rule millions of hearts exclusively. So, let's take a look at how these two brands fight for market dominance and consumer choices in the carbonated soft drink industry. Back in 1893, Pepsi was created by Caleb Bradham in New Bern, North Carolina. It was known as Brad's Drink. Later, it was rebranded as Pepsi-Cola in 1898 because of its supposed digestive benefits from pepsin and cola nuts. The challenger also grew steadily. During the early years, both brands were focused on establishing their brands expanding distribution channels, and capturing market shares. The global icon's amazing branding with happiness and nostalgia helped them to be a dominant player, while the cola rival kept itself unique through a more young and energetic image. No doubt Pepsi has always been a challenger. It had its fans also, but still, things are not the same. It was always falling behind Coke's massive lead. However, it became tired of being the second one. They wanted to change the game and take the place of the first one. In 1930, the rivalry began when the challenger offered its 12-ounce bottle at the same price as the global icon, selling it a 6-ounce bottle. It attracted budget-conscious customers, so this value-driven strategy makes Pepsi a strong competitor. In 1939, it launched the Pepsi-Cola Hits the Spots jingle, and it became the first radio ad that gained popularity across the nation. Additionally, during World War II, when sugar rationing helped it to streamline its operations and focus on efficiency, which made it the primary rival of Coke in the 1940s. Now, it is clear to them that effective advertising is the only way to beat Coca-Cola. Over decades, the competition began to intensify with bold advertising campaigns, including the Pepsi Challenge, which marked the beginning of the Great Cola Wars. The marketing team of the challenger believes that cola tastes better than our beverage. They believe that it's more sweeter and refreshing than our drink. But they don't make it the conclusion, as anyone would make claims about taste according to their own. They needed proof to make things more clear. So they came up with the simple but brilliant idea to let the people decide for themselves which tastes better. They began their advertisement, which they referred to as the blind taste test, in which ordinary people came to taste both beverages. They put Pepsi and Coke side by side in unmarked cups and asked people to choose one of them that they like or which has the better taste. As the challenge started small, they ran the test only in a few locations, giving people 2 cups without telling which was Coke and which was Pepsi. The results are surprising for the Coke rival. Many people chose Pepsi over Coca-Cola. It was a big achievement for them. Encouraged by success, they decided to conduct a national campaign. It wasn't long before they were setting up their campaign in malls, grocery stores, and all the parks across the country. The scene was the same everywhere. A rival representative with 2 identical cups, one filled with Coke and the other one with their own, after a few sips. People made their choice mostly pointed at Pepsi. In some of these tests, Coke was kept at 0 degrees, which may affected its taste, while the rival's drink was provided at normal temperature. The words were spread so fast that television ads showed real clips of people testing both drinks and choosing the rival's drink. Some people were surprised, many others laughed, and some of them were confused about how they chose the second lead. Now, the campaign has become a national sensation, and its ad declares, "See for yourself which tastes better." This became a fun, light-hearted conversation topic. Kids asked each other, "Did you try the Pepsi challenge?" Adults discuss at dinner which one they'd pick. The excitement was viral, and the rival loved every moment of it. However, the Pepsi challenge was a marketing campaign. It was not a scientific study, while the studies with scientific controls only found adequate differences between the two. In contrast, behind the scenes of Coca-Cola headquarters in Atlanta, things were not as cheerful as they were. Coke had been untouchable. They controlled the market and didn't worry much about its primary competitor. But the Pepsi challenges suddenly changed the atmosphere. The primary competitor will take place in everyone's mind. Also, sales reports will depress the company by showing that the Coke rivals have begun to gain market share. The younger audience already loves Pepsi's fun and bold marketing style. Coca-Cola's executives were in a state of panic. They didn't know how to respond. If they didn't respond, it looked like they were afraid to face the challenge. But running their taste campaign was a risky decision. What if people preferred the rival's drink? The rival decided to keep on its true and impactful strategy: nostalgia and tradition. Their ads showed family times and happy memories. They ran a commercial with familiar slogans like, "It's the real thing," with heartwarming people enjoying Coke together. But even with all of that, the buzz around the rival didn't go away. More Pepsi booths were popping up, and more commercials aired showed people to choose Coke's rival. Everywhere, it felt like the rival was celebrating while the leading one was defending itself. The Pepsi Challenge campaign was turned into a public performance. Now, the rival was not only competing, but they were also winning in the court of public opinion. They also ran bold newspaper ads that claimed "more people, more Pepsi." It was a daring move, but it worked very well. People are more curious about the taste and want to try it themselves. Even though Coke never lost its position as a leading drink, Pepsi still left a lasting mark on history. It proves that taste matters a lot. For years, Coca-Cola relied on brand loyalty and emotional connection to keep their customers. But the young generation was different. They wanted something more than nostalgia. They wanted a simple soda that tasted good, plain, and simple. The Pepsi Challenge was also marked as a turning point in the advertising world. Before this campaign, companies made ads that were based on one-sided claims, and customers were expected to believe them. But Pepsi gives that power to customers to decide for themselves, so they made the battle feel personal. Both brands also started celebrity branding in the Cola Wars using musicians. Coca-Cola hired Paula Abdul to represent them, while Pepsi partnered with Michael Jackson. He also helped Pepsi with public relations and advertising, suggesting his song "Billie Jean" as their jingle. In 1984, Michael Jackson and his other members filmed a Pepsi commercial which is known as the New Generation campaign, in which he was part of the campaign. It further strengthens the brand's connection to youth culture. On the other hand, the global icon leaned into a healthy, family-friendly image, using celebrity support to promote unity and positivity. So, these famous collaborations expanded the Cola War, making the battle for brand loyalty more public than ever. Throughout the 1990s, both businesses spent a considerable amount of money on advertising campaigns, keeping the Cola War alive. It also has a profound effect on the entire soft drink market. This brand warfare has resulted in increased marketing efforts as well as greater diversity in products offered. It also resulted in better packaging, improved quality, and increased sophistication of distribution. Along with these changes, the rivalry also changed people's brand loyalty and consumer behavior, dividing the general public into Coca-Cola and Pepsi fans. In addition, competition affected the agreements of retailers and restaurants along with their pricing policies. As the competition continues to increase, both companies face new challenges in a growing market. People become health conscious, and many customers seek alternatives to sugary sodas. In response, both brands expanded their product lines and included low-calorie options and also proceeded into non-carbonated beverages like bottled water and teas. The war between Coca-Cola and Pepsi has shaped the landscape of the carbonated soft drink industry for decades. It's not only a competition, but also marketing battles and product development races that have attracted consumers and kept the industry modern. Looking back at the Pepsi Challenge wasn't just a clever marketing campaign, it was a cultural moment. It encouraged conversations, challenged beliefs, and forced the two world's biggest soda brands to set up their game. Both brands continue to push each other to the new heights of success. Coca-Cola had worn Pepsi's bold challenges and held its ground as a global leader. But below the surface of its success, cracks were beginning to show. The pressure to stay ahead in a growing market was increasing, and Coca-Cola was about to make a decision that would shake the brand from its heart, one that would test its customer loyalty and redefine its legacy. What happened when the leading beverage company was experiencing one of the biggest controversial choices in its history? How far the fans' loyalty can be tested? Did the change make it stronger or break the hearts of its fans? After years of ruling the beverage industry as a leader, the leading company faced a turbulent time in the middle of the 1980s. The company struggled with an extreme market shift against its primary rival, Pepsi. The Cola War pushed both companies to go far, beyond their limits, whether it was about product packaging, marketing, or the product itself. The rival company gained popularity on the ground through its Pepsi Challenge, while Coke, despite its global presence and iconic status, felt the pressure to change to get back its place in the market. The pressure led the company to make one of the most controversial decisions. It tested the loyalty of its customers, or may shake the foundation of the brand from its heart, Coca-Cola. Executives now clearly analyzed the changing landscape of the beverage market, and they saw the troubling signs appeared continuously. The rival drink gained popularity among the young generation, particularly through the blind taste test, which significantly highlights its sweeter taste. By 1983, the leading drink had been losing its market share to diet soft drinks and non-cola beverages. After World War II, Coca-Cola held 60% of the market share for cola, which decreased to 24% because of the Pepsi-Cola competition. The rival drink had increased its sales in supermarkets more than Coke, while the leading soft drink stayed in places like vending machines and fast food restaurants. Fans of Coke were now baby boomers and preferred diet drinks because now they are health and weight conscious. However, the younger generation was mostly in favor of the rival soft drink. The leading drinks executives started a secret project led by marketing VP Sergio Zeman and USA President Brian Dyson to create a new flavor of Coke. They named this Project Kansas, inspired by a famous photo of the journalist William Allen White while drinking the beverage. After completion of this project, they conducted a test taste, and the results were surprising. The sweeter flavor beats both the drink Coke and Pepsi. In the southeastern U.S., a key market particularly for Coca-Cola people, are more preferred the new flavor. And this preference grew when they knew it was a product of Coca-Cola. Most of the testers said they wanted to buy the new Coke, while some of them needed time to adjust the taste. However, 10% to 12% of testers were upset by the change and said they might stop drinking Coke. So these unhappy testers influenced others in the focus group, which brought more negative results. So these market surveys, which were less negative at that time, played a vital role in later convincing the management to change the formula in 1985. But no one would see that it also hinted at extreme public resistance. Management was against the sale of new Coke as a separate one because bottlers were already frustrated by adding new products. The CEO of the company, Roberto Goizueta, once improved sales by slightly changing the flavor of the drink. So, this experience made him believe more strongly that the new flavor would maximize profits. The day April 23, 1985, the company took a bigger risk in consumer goods history and introduced the new formula of the iconic drink. The new Coke was initially sold in the original drinks packaging, while bottlers were using cans, cartoons, and labels before the new packaging was available. The press conference at New York City's Lincoln Center to introduce the new Coke did not go well, as the rival drink worried about their progress, already given tough questions to reporters. The CEO described the new flavor as bolder, rounder, and more harmonious. He defended the change by saying that the new formula was untouchable. Also said that back in 1935, the company already modified the formula for kosher certification to make it both halal and vegetarian. Coca-Cola launched huge marketing campaigns to promote the new Coke in New York and Washington, D.C., where workers received free cans and thousands more were handed out in Lafayette Park. Sales in New York, Miami, and Detroit provided the same results as their market research, and surprisingly, sales increased by 8% compared to the previous year. But the real challenge was waiting in the South, where the beverage had its deepest roots. Only loyal fans accepted its new flavor, but many others were upset, just as the focus groups had predicted. However, it had to tackle many critics from the South U.S. because it was the place where the beverage was deeply connected to its regional identity. Even some of them saw the change as a symbolic defeat to North, since Pepsi was based in New York. Also, a survey by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution at the Varsity, a popular local restaurant, showed that more people preferred the old flavor. The company received 40,000 calls and letters expressing the disappointments, including one letter that asked for the autographs of executives as the dumbest executives. In American business history, New Coke remained popular in most of the United States, but the resistance in the South continued. So the executives were unsure of how the global market would react to this change, but instead of their expectations, international bottlers in Monaco found little interest in selling the new Coke. Meanwhile, the rival drink took full advantage of this backlash, as its ads claim, "Now I know why Coke did it." Despite the public disappointment with Coke, the rival drink gained only a few long-term customers. However, their sales increased to 14%, the highest one in the company's history. On the other hand, the leading drink communication director, Carlton Curtis, realized that customers were only not upset, but also frustrated that the original formula was gone. After the Coke announcement, Roger Enrico, head of PepsiCo, ran a full-page ad on New York, timeline stating that Pepsi was the winner of the Cola Wars. He gave his company employees a wide holiday while stating, "By today's action, Coke has admitted that it's not the real thing." In May, some of Coca-Cola's executives were secretly advocating for the return of the original formula. In June, sales reports disclosed that New Coke's initial success was stopped flowing. The situation became more serious when protests and boycotts took place in many cities with empty bottles of New Coke. Also, the bottlers who supported the change were in crisis. They struggled to market the product. Some of them even faced social backlash from friends and family. On June 11, 1985, just after 79 days of the New Coke's debut, Coca-Cola executives held a press conference in which they announced the return of the original formula. The public response to this was overwhelming, highlighting the classic return of the beverage and its deep connection to its consumers. After the reintroduction of the original formula, the company continues to sell New Coke under the name of Coke until 1990 and Coke 2 afterward. However, the original formula was marketed as Coca-Cola Classic, which is often publicly referred to as Old Coke. But still, not all people were convinced that the classic drink had the same taste as they enjoyed years later. Some customers claimed that the taste was different, and they were not entirely wrong. While most of the bottlers had already switched to high-fructose corn syrup, HFCS, before the New Coke controversy, still a few had already been using sugarcane. However, the return of Coca-Cola Classic required all the bottlers to use HFCS, subtly altering the taste for those regions. Despite initial confusion and debates, Coca-Cola Classic reclaimed its status as the dominant one. So, it proves that the leading drink's legacy goes far beyond the taste. It was deeply connected to emotions, nostalgia, and brand loyalty. Just 6 months after the introduction of the classic drink, the sales of the leading drink doubled as compared to the rival drink. By the end of the year 1985, Coca-Cola Classic had re-established itself while outselling both New Coke and Pepsi. For decades, leading drink executives were busy analyzing what were their mistakes or what they did wrong. They ultimately concluded that the real mistake wasn't in the taste of New Coke, but in underestimating the loyal customers' emotional attachment to the original formula. At the time, customers saw the controversy as the company's failure to understand its brand identity, a belief that remains widely accepted to this day. While this had become a traditional wisdom, some analysis suggested that other factors like massive publicity and emotional brand loyalty play a vital role in bringing back the cultural icon again. Looking back in history, the experiment of New Coke is one of the most fascinating experiences in branding and consumer goods psychology. The leading drink unexpectedly underestimated the public sentiments and the entire public, but the public didn't sit silently. Particularly South US people, they aimed to bring back their original drink, which was their regional identity. The backlash highlighted how deeply consumers were connected with the original flavor, not just as a beverage, but as a cultural icon. So, again, Coca-Cola appeared stronger than before, strengthening its image as a brand that always prioritized and listened to its customers. However, its marketing blunder turned into an example of corporate strength, proving that even the most powerful brand may experience a downfall if they don't respect their consumers' emotional connection. Yet below this whole rivalry drama hides another story, a story of secrecy of the formula that made the drink iconic and leading drink in just a few months. This mystery has grown over time, fueling fascination among its fans. But no one knows what lies behind this secret formula and how it became such an integral part of Coca-Cola's lasting legacy. Is the magic of the soft drink hidden in its ingredients? What makes the leading drink formula so iconic? And why did the company still keep it a secret? Years later, John Pemberton experimented with coca leaves, cola nuts, and other ingredients to create a unique soft drink that became popular shortly after its creation. It didn't become successful overnight, but it became one of the most recognizable brands soon after its creation. But how? The Coca-Cola at the heart of its creation is a secret formula, a mysterious blend of ingredients which was known as Merchandise 7X. It is the fundamental of the iconic drink and made it more than a beverage, a cultural icon. The company's secret was locked in the vault for decades, but now fans are curious about the secret formula. and they want to know how a local drink in Atlanta becomes the identity of American culture. The formula of this sugary syrup, which was first combined with carbonated water, was closely guarded as a trade secret. The company's founder, Asa Candler, initiated the layer of secrecy surrounding the formula in 1891 as an intellectual property protection strategy. While many other recipes in the market claim to be authentic recipe, but no one even closer to it. The company maintains secrecy because it is only known to a few selected employees. The first inventor of the soft drink, John Pemberton, shared the secret formula with only 4 people before he died in 1888. When Asa Candler purchased the rights to the formula and started the company, he made the formula a secret. He also changed some ingredients to improve the taste, which made him claim that it was not the original formula of Pemberton. In 1919, Ernest Woodruff and a group of investors bought the company from Candler and his family. Woodruff secured a loan for the purchase and stored the written copy of the formula in a vault at a Guarantee Trust Company in New York. After repaying the loan in 1925, he brought back the formula in Atlanta. According to the company, only 2 employees know the full formula and they are not allowed to travel together. When one dies, they must pass the secret to a chosen success. Their identities were also a secret. However, the formula is more of a marketing strategy than a real trade secret. Even if a competitor had the same recipe, they would not get the same key ingredients like processed coca and legally sell the drink as Coca-Cola. In the late 19th century, the leading drink and other coca-based drinks were believed to have healthy benefits. The early ads of those drinks also claimed that they could relieve headaches and work as brain and nerve tonic. The drink originally contained coca leaves, which had a small amount of cocaine and caffeine from cola nuts that give it a tonic effect. But in 1905, cocaine was removed, leaving caffeine as the only stimulant, and all health claims were dropped. By 1983, the FDA was still testing Coca-Cola samples for traces of cocaine. Some sources suggest that the soft drink still uses the coca leaves in its flavoring, but only after they have been processed to remove the cocaine. The Stepan Company in New Jersey is said to handle the process, extracting cocaine for medical use and supplying the processed leaves to Coca-Cola. However, later in 2006, the company neither confirmed nor denied this, referring to the secrecy of the formula. In 1911, the United States government sued the beverage company under the Pure Food and Drug Act, arguing that its high caffeine content was harmful to the people. Initially, the beverage company won the case. The Supreme Court overturned the ruling in 1916. As a part of its settlement, the company agreed to lower the content of caffeine in the sugary syrup. The beverage company still keeps it a secret and labels the ingredients as anonymous merchandise from 1 to 9. Even factory managers know how much of each was to be used and how to mix them, but don't know the exact ingredients. At that time, the known ingredients included sugar, caramel coloring, caffeine, and phosphoric acid. The remaining ingredients from 5 to 9 were known as Merchandise 7X remain a mystery, though it likely includes essential oils like orange, lemon, lime, and lavender. Despite its modern name, modern sugary syrup likely doesn't include cola nut extract. Instead, its caffeine probably comes from caffeine citrate, a byproduct of coffee decaffeination. It was also known that the main flavors of Coca-Cola are believed to come from vanilla and cinnamon, along with a small amount of essential oils and spices like nutmeg. However, a 2014 study found 58 aroma compounds in major cola brands, including those from cinnamon, lemon, orange, neroli, coriander, nutmeg, and vanilla. In 1980, most U.S. bottlers decided to replace the sugar, sucrose cane, with high fructose corn syrup, which is much cheaper. By 2009, only the U.S. bottler still using sucrose year-round was the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cleveland, serving northern Ohio and part of Pennsylvania. Many bottlers still use sucrose as the main sweetener. However, in the U.S., glass bottles of sucrose-sweetened Coca-Cola from Mexico, known as Mexican Coke, were available for those people who mostly prefer the original sugary formula. In 1935, the iconic beverage became kosher certified after replacing beef tallow-derived glycerin with vegetable glycerin. However, since the 1980s, most bottlers have been using high fructose corn syrup, which is considered kitniot, made from grains, seeds, and legumes, under Jewish kosher law. This means it was not allowed in Ashkenazi Jews during Passover. To fulfill kosher requirements, Coca-Cola bottlers in areas with large Jewish communities switched to sucrose as a sweetener before Passover each year. In 1985, the company introduced a new, sweetener version of the drink after research showed that most of the North American consumers prefer the sweeter taste of Pepsi. Although, the new one threw the Pepsi and the original Coke out of the race in the blind test challenge, but the public backlash was overwhelming. In response, the company quickly brought back the original formula under the name of Coca-Cola Classic. So, the old formula has remained in the market of North America for 17 years, later rebranded as Coke 2 in 1992 until it was discontinued in 2002. The leading drink never officially revealed its secret formula. As fans were becoming more curious, the company decided to permanently exhibit the formula at the museum. The decision to relocate the recipe was sparked by a big date, its 125th anniversary. So, in 2011, the company moved to what it claims to be only the written copy of the formula to the vault at the World Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. The CEO and former chairman of the company, Muhtar Kent, said, "By sharing this secret formula experience with our consumers, we celebrate both the rich history of the brand's beginnings and the moments of refreshment and happiness to come for future generations. This is yet another way we are recognizing and thanking everyone around the world who has made the Coca-Cola brand what it is today." The formula remains a mystery, but visitors can see the vault. Also, visitors may hand it their hands at recreating the perfectly balanced taste of the beverage with a virtual tastemaker. By displaying the vault, the leading company reminded the people of the world-famous and mysterious secret formula without revealing anything. So the secrecy lives stronger in the minds of consumers, and they will never forget the iconic brand. Still the maintenance of secrecy. In 2011, a public radio show claimed that they had the original recipe for the leading soft drink. They also claimed that they found the handwritten copy of the original recipe of John Pemberton from the newspaper of 1979. While the company dismissed the claim, some experts suggested that this recipe was very close to the original formula. The times continued to pass, and Coca-Cola's legacy grew. The brand had expanded into new markets and reached the hearts of billions of people across the globe. Yet all the success, the secret formula remains unchanged and untouchable. No competitor would be able to copy the exact taste of the drink because of the unique processing method and strong branding power. The generations drank it, passed it down to the next generations, and they continue to wonder what exactly made the drink so special and unique as well. The answer remains hidden in a vault protected by time and sealed by history. The mysterious formula played an important role in the marketing strategy of the brand. It had been used to create a sense of charm and attraction of the iconic beverage, which made Coca-Cola more than a soft drink. An amazing, refreshing experience. The author of For God, Country, and Coca-Cola, Mark Pendergrast, suggested that maintaining secrecy not only protects the intellectual property of the leading drink, but also improves customer fascination with the brand. Moreover, the secret formula is its visual identity, which also contributes to maintaining the lasting legacy of the brand. The iconic contour bottle was designed by Earl R. Dean in 1915, has become synonymous with the brand. The Spencerian script logo created by John Pemberton remains the same. So, these designs were not only eye-catching to the audience, but also connected with them emotionally. The reason they are unchangeable even after decades. The bottle of Coca-Cola is more than just a drink. It's an air of tradition that remains the same to inspire the future generation. Instead of changing the legacy of the drink, the company made it possible to fulfill consumer preferences according to the changing demand of the market to stay ahead of the competition. However, the secret formula made one thing very clear. The iconic brand's transformation from a simple local drink to be an integral part of pop culture was very fascinating in history. From running its advertising campaigns to its presence in movies, TV, and music shows, Coca-Cola has left a lasting impact on society that continues to grow. It's not only added a charm, it makes a symbol of tradition. Now it goes far beyond its formula and branding. It has become a cultural phenomenon that influences consumer behavior and shapes cultural trends. But how did it maintain its relevancy to its legacy in a growing market? Or did it have a broader impact on popular culture? Is it successful to inspire the future generation?